UFC Fight Night in Austin. Oh boy, if you haven't watched it, I recommend rewatching the fights. Starting from the prelims, like, we had 2 body slam KOs in the prelims. Do I need to say more? Then you had the guy, Rodolfo Bellato. I remember that name. That guy almost got knocked out. I thought that same referee was from the Jalen Turner fight was there, but no, that was incredible. What a turnaround. That was one of the best fights of the year. He turned it around and he knocked out his opponent after almost getting knocked out. I thought he was done. There was like no way of getting out in the position that he was. Check out that fight if you haven't. Incredible. Then the 2, like I said, 2 body slam KOs. We haven't seen that in a long time. Incredible stuff. And then people say like, oh my God, this is UFC prelims on a fight night. We have possibly the fight of the year happening on a prelim. And then people go ahead, UFC Dana White haters, and they say, oh my God, PFL and Bellator are now together. They're in big trouble. I mean, what trouble? Come on, guys, let's be realistic. I'd rather watch bare knuckle fighting. I'd rather watch that night, when any night with Mike Perry fighting. That's going to be more entertaining than PFL. Let's be honest. They don't have the roster. People even say the roster is close. No, it's not. It's not. The roster is not even close. Stop. Please stop with those. It's silly. It's really silly. Then in the feature prelim, Miesha Tate. She was just like in the good old days. Incredible performance. Dominated her opponent. I mean, just great stuff. Good to see her in the really one of the best shapes of her life. Doing great. It was really good. Really, really good performance. And I love to see more of Miesha Tate. I'm glad she didn't retire. Even though she's probably close, but it's hard to retire after such a good performance, not going to lie. So then, I thought initially that Clay Guida was going to be a feature prelim. No, Clay Guida is main event material. He was great, but he did lose. He put up a great fight. He did lose. I didn't predict that fight, but yeah, that was also fun to watch. Then, I'm going to talk about Kevin Gastelum against Sean Brady. Boy, was I wrong. I thought Kevin Gastelum was going to have like a really good second coming of the welterweight run. Be great, but no, I was completely wrong. He underperformed. He looked really, really weak, while at the same time, Sean Brady was excellent. He dominated entirely the whole 3 rounds. He was just great. It was just perfect. What a bounce back from that loss from Belal Muhammad. I actually thought crap about Sean Brady. I was like, hey, you know what? You lost to Belal Muhammad. You got finished by him, the mean decision-making machine. But I was wrong. I take my words back. And a lesson to be learned. It's not easy to predict fights. I'm not going to lie. Even though you follow the sport so much and you think you know, but no, not really. It was a really, really good performance by Sean Brady. And I guess maybe that says a lot about Belal Muhammad. I mean, he's really good, right? I'm not a fan of him, but hey, he's a title contender for a reason. He did go on a crazy win streak, and we'll talk about that more. But yeah, Sean Brady is again back in this conversation. Kelvin Gastelum, what do you do with him? I really don't know. I don't think he should go back to middleweight. I think he should get another shot at welterweight. Maybe fight somebody like Michael Chiesa if he's not retired, if he's not done. I think that's a good matchup. Michael Chiesa versus Kelvin Gastelum. Why not? Or somebody from the top 15. Okay, so next fight I want to talk about is Davison Figueiredo. His debut at bantamweight 135 versus Rob Font. I was wrong here as well. I thought Rob Font is going to be too big for him, too powerful. Not at all. If anything, Davison Figueiredo was also more dangerous on the feet. He almost KO'd him right there on standing. But he was great. It was a great introduction. I mean, Rob Font is no joke. He's no easy opponent. That was one tough challenge for him, and he passed it. He's definitely got... Now, how good will he be? We'll see. What chances does he stand versus Sean O'Malley? I think it's too early to say. But I would love to see more fights of the God of War. He's fucking great. I love it. I love to see more of him. And I'll be careful betting against him, that's for sure, next time. Now, the fight I was right about is Jalen Turner versus Bobby Green. I said it. Jalen Turner, if he makes weight, that's his biggest challenge. He made it. 156 is the limit. He made that limit. It was tough, but he made the weight, and he beat Bobby Green. I predicted he's going to stop Bobby Green. He was too powerful. And, of course, we have to mention that stoppage was criminal. The referee, Kerry Hadley, he was awful. That was a really criminal stoppage. He's usually a very good referee. He didn't really have any big mistakes in the past, not that we remember. But man, this stoppage was way too late. Everybody was screaming. I was really concerned for the well-being of Bobby Green at one point. I mean, his lifeless body was just face down while Jalen Turner did what he was supposed to do, just finish his opponent. It's not for him to stop, it's for the referee. But also, I have to bring it up here as well. The corner has the ability to stop the fight. They can throw in the towel. That did not happen, or it couldn't even happen that fast. In these cases, I mean, you can't really blame them, but the referee, these are seconds, right? In seconds, just a few seconds, Jalen Turner landed so many punches that it looked ugly. It really looked awful, and yeah, I hope he doesn't, sustain more damage from this and shorten his career down the line, but man, it was ugly to see that. We don't want to see a guy get badly hurt. I know it's the nature of the game. Fighters love for the fight to be, I think it was Matt Brown that said that I would rather be finished this way or have an early stoppage where I could have maybe had a chance, And that's what Jalen Turner said in his defense, I'm not going to take any chances, not going to let him survive. He can get back. He's bearing straight and, he's back in the fight and I didn't finish him. That's not his job to stop hitting him. It's the referee to stop him. But that was definitely a very, very late stoppage. And I think I tweeted at that moment, that was like the second reincarnation of Mario Yamasaki. So Kerry Hatlin is now the new Mario Yamasaki until he proves it wrong. I think hopefully he gets his job. Again, I mean, I don't think we should judge him over one loss, but this was definitely bad. I think everybody agreed, and I think he also agreed right off the bat. I think he talked to Dana White, or who did he talk to? And he admitted that he made a very big mistake. The main event. Wow, oh wow. Beneil Dariush versus Arman Tsarukyan. So I was wrong about this one as well. I was wrong about Beneil. I actually believe that Beneil is going to have a good fight, especially after that loss to Charles Oliveira, that he had a bad night. He's going to prove everybody wrong. He's still a top contender. And no, I was not as surprised by Arman's performance. I think he's a young upcoming fighter. He's strong. I'm not surprised that he did really well. I mean, he showed amazing speed, precision, strength, and managed to knock him out brutally. But I think the reaction time and the defense and just this overall speed and the pace of Beneil just is deteriorated. I don't think he's the same fighter. And now it seems like he did not have a bad night with Charles Oliveira. On the contrary, it seems like he's actually is not doing as good. And it's a shame. It's a shame to see that. He was on a brink to getting a title shot. He was almost so close to fighting Islam Makhachev. And yeah, we see this happen. It's not the first time we see this with fighters. It happened with like Dominic Reyes, just by example. He was on the top. He was so close to getting the title, and he just went on a downward slope from there. Obviously, Tony Ferguson is also one example. It sucks to see it, but it happens. Yeah. I don't know what's next for him. Maybe he should fight Fiziev when Fiziev recovers. Fiziev has a long-term recovery, so I think they can match sometime by the end of 2024. I think they both need a long break. Benny needs a long break from this. Yeah, that was a bad knockout. But yeah, that was the fight night. It was incredible. And like I said, if people compare PFL and Bellator, and they did it at the post-fight press conference, they asked Dana White. Sure, a lot of Dana White haters are going to say, oh, he's salty, he thinks about it. No, I mean, come on. If they want to sign anybody from Bellator, they always sign it. Those fighters come to the UFC. Just like they're talking about Michael Venom Page signing. He's a very flashy, attractive fighter that could be a significance in the top 15, just like Michael Chandler. Speaking of Michael Chandler, he's still in the top 5 of the lightweight rankings. But definitely, Arman stormed the top 5. He's now the number ranked 4 fighter. He's above Michael Chandler. He's only one spot below Dustin Poirier. And to my point, I think those two contenders, new fresh contenders, are very exciting, and they will definitely compete for the title very, very soon. And that's indeed Arman Tsarukyan and Mateusz Gamrot. Those two guys. And having said so, I see a lot of people are matching them up like they should be fighting next. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't want to see one eliminate the other. I like to see them both at the top. I don't think it's a time for them to fight just yet. I would love to see them fight, of course, at one point. But I think it's time for the little bit of a generational switch at the lightweight rankings. We see a lot of guys that are here in the top 5 ever since Khabib left, right? Khabib left, now you have Islam, and not all of you even tried to contend against Islam. It's like you're all content with the top 5, staying there, and you're okay with that. I'm exactly talking about Michael Chandler and Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier already made a statement after the loss to Justin Gaethje. I don't want to fight anybody below me. Yeah, just because you beat Conor twice and you're a big name now, I think you should just, if you don't want to be a contender, he obviously doesn't have any intention of fighting Islam Makhachev, nor can he at this point after losing to Justin. I think you should move out of the way. Let the young guys fight. And you do your flashy fights, whatever you want to do. I think he would probably fight Conor McGregor again if he could. But obviously, that's not in the conversation right now. So yeah, I mean, Chandler doesn't care. He wants to wait. He can wait another whole year for Conor McGregor. He's obviously doing great. He just signed a new tequila deal. I mean, he's got his own YouTube channel, his podcast. He's making good money. He already made good money. He's making good money. He's a smart guy, very eloquent. So yeah, he can wait for Conor as much as he wants to, and then he's going to get that rat panty night and just wrap up his career. I think his championship aspirations are done. Dustin Poirier apparently as well. So yeah, they have to move out of the way, let these young guys compete for the title. Now, who's left in the top, wants to still contend, is obviously Charles Oliveira and Justin Gaethje. Now, I personally, just like many other people, would love to see Justin Gaethje contend for that title. I think he should get a shot. We already seen Charles Oliveira versus Islam. We're kind of not too eager to see a rematch. Maybe after that, or maybe he should be in the title elimination, in a title eliminator versus one of those two young guys. Just food for thought. But lightweight will be exciting. I just think we need that little bit of a switch. Those old guys need to move out of the way. As far as the lower rankings, Jalen Turner is there. I mean, if he wants to stay, he can make weight at 155. He's going to be a significant factor. 100%. Maybe we can see a rematch with Dan Hooker down the line. Why not? There's some other guys he could fight there. I would love to see, for example, Renato Moicano in the mix. I think he's really good. He's an entertaining fighter. It sucks also in the rankings. By the way, the rankings are decided by the media. They're not that as of important, to be honest. As long as you're in the top 10, that's what matters. Now, which placement you are, it doesn't matter. But just by example, I think the 10th place was taken away from Benoit Saint-Denis. BSD. I don't know why they put him down. They put Jalen Turner over BSD. I think BSD deserves to be in that conversation. At least he's one fight away also from being in the top 5. He should be there instead of Michael Chandler or Dustin Poirier, in all fairness. As far as Beneil Dariush, it's going to be tough for him. Like I said, he should fight probably Fiziev down the line, or maybe even wrap up his career with that. Maybe that should be his last fight. We'll see. And yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if your predictions were correct and your thoughts on the current lightweight and the future of the lightweight division. Give me a thumbs up for the algorithm and subscribe to Octacage MMA. I'll see you in the next one.